So hopefully the way that the European fixtures have gone for the two Scottish teams so far don't transmit over to Aberdeen and Hibs tomorrow, as Celtic can't get the job done against Kairat Almaty at home, and they also, big blow, lose Alistair Johnson to injury, who's on crutches after being stretchered off. It looked like he was feeling his hamstring, so that's going to be a big blow for Celtic. They're now short in the right back area, with Tony Ralston being the only available right back. When Austin Trusty came on for Kieran Tierney, you've got a centre back playing left back because Kieran Tierney is the only left back available. There were centre mids playing on the wing at certain points, wingers getting put up front. It's something that the board have chosen to do. They've chosen to see if Celtic make it to the Champions League, to invest in these areas where, when players aren't playing well, you can look to the bench and bring quality on to impact the game, and that wasn't able to be done tonight by Celtic in the forward areas in particular. Only a couple of shots on target at home in the Champions League isn't great, and it's been pointed out that not only have Celtic failed to win in Kazakhstan in the last three occasions that they've played there, but Kairat Almaty haven't conceded a goal at home in the Champions League qualifiers this season so far. So the only consolation for Celtic is that the main goalkeeper looks like he's going to miss the fixture with a knee injury going off, and the wonder kid they've got up front that signed for Chelsea has been given a yellow card, and he was already on one, which means he will miss the second leg. Maida was also limping towards the end as well, so that could be a bit of a concern for Celtic. But just similar to the game against St Mirren, you would say, really struggled to create anything really clear cut. A telling thing as well is Adam Idah was subbed off at half time. Shows you that his confidence is probably on the floor, and Brendan Rodgers, his manager, isn't fully confident in him. But Celtic not only struggling to create clear-cut opportunities, but however, they also tried on several occasions, it seemed, to walk it into the net, just little flicks on the edge of the box, instead of just having a pot shot. Especially when the substitute goalkeeper came on, you would think that they would be trying to test him as much as possible, because goalies don't anticipate getting involved in the game. In fairness, though, a couple of decent saves from the main goalie who went off injured. One decent save from him early on in the first half. Yang did really well at making impact, and Forrest hit the shot, and it was a good save, tipped it onto the post. Other than that, the sub-goalie made a save at the end where Maida looked clear through one-on-one, and he just hits it first time straight down the middle, and it's not a great connection. The main threat from Celtic tonight, though, looked as though it was going to come from Yang when he came off the bench, and Kieran Tierney in the first half with some deliveries into the box that just weren't met by anyone. And there was one really good delivery from Hatate towards the end as well that was well met by the Kairat defence. Credit to Kairat, they defended just as well, if not better, than St Mirren did in the first game of the season. Well, of course, they did defend better. They didn't concede towards the end. Luke McCowan, who of course got that goal, didn't get on, probably because of the fact that Tony Ralston had to come on for the injured Alistair Johnson. So it is all to play for over in Kazakhstan, but history would tell you that it's not going to favour Celtic, and the fans made it well known that they were not pleased with the board throughout the game. Chants have sacked the board throughout the second half, and big boos at full time as well. You have to question the strategy of waiting to see if you'll get to the Champions League before trying your best to bring in these signings. Lowballing offers for clubs when you've got millions in the bank. There's all sorts of rumours that they're not going to spend unless Rodgers signs the contract. However, Rodgers not signing the contract is probably because they're not spending, so it's a bit of back and forth. But this Celtic board have proven over a long period of time that they appear to be happy just being in the position that they're in, and they don't want to overspend, and they only really want to spend on players that they can sell on for a big profit. As long as they're winning stuff domestically, they don't appear to be too bothered. I mean, when Rodgers came back in, someone I saw on Twitter say that they need to keep the kitty in case they don't qualify for the Champions League. But you couldn't have asked for a much better draw for the Champions League, and you've not taken advantage of it. So it could all come crashing down next week over in Kazakhstan. The positive is that it is a draw, so it is all to play for at this point in time. Hopefully, Aberdeen and Hibs can get themselves a stronger result than what Rangers and Celtic have over the past 2 nights in the Champions League playoffs. But we'll see what ends up happening with that. Thank you very much for watching. If you are new around here, please consider checking out some of the other content on the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.